Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again from the OREI team with an overview of the BK-41A 4-input, 1-output 8K HDMI switch. This product was engineered to make it really easy for you to connect 4 different HDMI media devices to a single 8K ultra high definition monitor at the same time, while providing complete control over which of those media streams is being displayed on that monitor at any given time by simply tapping a button on the front of the unit or by using the included infrared remote control. The product fully supports 8K ultra high definition media content and is both HDMI 2.1 as well as HDCP 2.3 compliant, which means it's plug and play compatible with a wide range of modern media equipment. It also provides audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio component from the media stream being displayed and allows you to pass that along through an analog or digital connection to a home stereo or a soundbar for that full theater experience. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with a quick unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the kit. And then I'll take a closer look at the unit and I'll explain the connections and indicators so you understand how to use it. I'll list the features and functions that this product provides, and then I'll come back and do a short demonstration to show you just how easy this product will be to use with your own equipment. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first open up the box, you'll find the BK-41A. You'll find a single 5-volt 1-amp DC power supply. You can simply plug this end into any standard wall outlet. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it with a locking collar, which plugs directly into the back of the unit and provides all the power you'll need for operation. You'll also find an infrared remote control included with the kit, and this allows you to make your selection from quite a distance away from the unit, and you'll even find batteries included for that remote control. And finally, there's a full instruction manual in the kit that explains connection diagrams and all kinds of specifications around the product that you'll need to understand in order to use it correctly. So always read through that manual to get the best value out of the product. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take the closer look, I'll list the features and functions, and then I'll come back and do that demonstration. The BK-41A features a full metal enclosure which makes it really durable and a great choice for both residential or commercial installations. On either side of the cabinet, you'll find these ventilation slots that are designed to let any heat that develops during operation escape to keep the electronics inside at a very comfortable temperature. On the front of the unit, starting on the left, you'll find a micro USB port, and that's used for updating firmware on the product later on if needed. You'll simply connect this to your computer with a micro USB cable and move that firmware file over to the unit to complete that upgrade. To the right of that is a power indicator. When you add power to the module, it starts an internal power on self-test where it checks the electronics, and once it passes that test, it'll light that LED, letting you know it's ready to use. To the right of that is an output LED. When you connect this to the monitor, the HDMI cable used for that connection is checked, and once it's been verified, that LED comes on, indicating a solid connection. To the right of that are 4 more LEDs labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these indicate which of the inputs is currently being displayed on the monitor. And you can switch between those by tapping the select button or using the infrared remote control. To the right of that is an automatic indicator. You can put this switch into automatic mode and it will decide which of the inputs is sent to the output, and it does that based on which device was just turned on. So if you have a game console and maybe a DVD player connected and you've turned on the DVD player, this unit can sense that and will select that input to send to the output. To the right of that is an infrared indicator, and that lets you know the infrared is currently on and ready to be used. And to the right of that is an infrared receiver window, and that's where the signals from the remote are picked up. So when you set this up on your desktop or on your media center, make sure that window is visible so you can use that remote control. To the right of that is the selection button that you can manually tap to move between these different inputs. And to the right of that is a bank of EDID switches, and these are fully explained in the manual, but they can help you adjust the input resolution to match your output monitor's resolution. On the rear of the unit, you'll find 4 full-sized HDMI ports labeled input 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these connect to the media devices you'd like to share the content from with your monitor. Always use a high-quality cable for those connections. To the right of that is 1 more full-sized HDMI port labeled output, and this connects to the local monitor. Now this unit can support up to 8K content at 60 frames a second, and that's why it's important you use a high-quality cable for these connections. This product also provides audio extraction capabilities, which will digitally separate the audio component from the media stream being displayed on the monitor, and then it allows you to pass that along through these two connections to a soundbar or a home stereo for better quality audio. The first one is a 3.5mm analog left and right connection, and that's great for older stereos. The one to the right is a digital connection. It's an optical SP-DIF output, and that's great for newer soundbars. And finally, to the right of that is a DC input port, and that's where the power supply connects. So simply plug that into a wall outlet. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it with a locking collar. You'll plug that in there and then tighten that with your fingers. And that's pretty much it for the unit. The OREI BK-41A is compatible with most modern HDMI media devices, including game consoles, digital projectors, security cameras, streaming devices, and computer systems. The product's features include full support of 8K ultra-high definition media content. It offers 4 input connections and a single output connection for your media gear. It is both HDMI 2.1 as well as HDCP 2.3 compliant. It provides audio extraction capabilities and includes an infrared remote control. Now I'll show you the connections you'll need to make to use the BK-41A with your own equipment. And for this demonstration, over here I've set up 3 small media players. 2 of them are displaying different images to make it easy to tell them apart, and the third one is actually looping a video with an audio track in the background. I've also set up my laptop as my 4th HDMI input. This is the media content I'd like to switch between for displaying my monitor. Over here I've set up a desktop monitor as my output device, and this is where I'd like to enjoy the content from those media devices. I've also set up a soundbar because this product provides audio extraction capabilities, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. Now the first set of connections I'll make are from the media devices directly to the switch, and I've already connected 4 high-speed HDMI cables up to the devices, and they plug into input number 1, input number 2, input number 3, and finally input number 4. And now we're all set to connect up the output device. I have another high-speed HDMI cable connected to the monitor, and I'll plug that into the HDMI output port. And now we're ready for power. I've already plugged in the power supply. The other end of the cable has a barrel connection on it with a locking collar which plugs directly into the back of the unit, and you can finger tighten the collar. Now the minute I add power, the unit's going to start an internal power on self-test where it checks the electronics to make sure everything's working okay. It also checks the resolution of the media devices and the resolution of the monitor to make whatever adjustments are needed to give you the best possible picture. And there you go. And that's input number 1. Now if I'd like to switch to input number 2, I just have to tap this button. It takes a second to make that adjustment again between the media device and the monitor, and you'll see it pop up. There's input number 2. Input number 3, again, it takes a second to make the adjustment, and it'll come up on the screen. And what's nice about this is that the product can handle up to 8K content, which is really high resolution content. That one took a little bit longer because it's the laptop, and the laptop has to recognize an external monitor was connected. And now I'll switch to the 4th input, which is the media player that's actually looping the video with the audio in the background. And there you go. So you see all 4 inputs are easily selectable by tapping that button. Now the nice thing about this particular media stream is it's got audio in the background. And this unit can provide audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio in the background that's part of that media content and allows me to pass that along through either an analog or a digital connection on the back to a soundbar or home stereo or some other amplifier system. I've already connected an optical cable up to this soundbar, and the other end of that optical cable I'll plug directly into the back of the BK-41A. It'll take a second for it to recognize the soundbar, and there you go. Now the audio is choppy because the audio is only part of the video for a very short period of time, but there you go. So what you're watching on that monitor is content from these media devices that's going through the switch to the monitor, and I'm extracting audio to send that over to the soundbar through this optical cable. And it really is just that easy to get it working. I hope you found this overview of the OREI BK-41A 4 input, 1 output 8K HDMI switch helpful. This product provides a very simple solution that allows you to connect 4 different HDMI media devices to a single 8K ultra high definition monitor at the same time, while providing complete control over which of those media streams is being displayed on that monitor at any given time by simply tapping a button on the front of the unit or by using the included infrared remote control. The unit fully supports 8K ultra high definition media content, which means it's going to work great with all of your modern media gear, and it's both HDMI 2.1 as well as HDCP 2.3 compliant, which means you can use it with a wide variety of different file types. The unit also provides audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio component from the media you're displaying on that monitor, and then it allows you to pass that audio through an analog or digital connection along to a home stereo or a soundbar for that full theater experience. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks again for watching.